Hey guys, welcome back. Got something a little bit different today. Got a special guest. This is my baby boy Brandon.
How's it going on YouTube?
I don't know. Do you still get aggravated when I call you the baby boy thing? Or?
It's cool, man. Like we're father son. It's all good.
Okay. He's not really. He's kind of big for a baby. He's an old married man now, actually. But and he got a great little gal that he married that I considered to be like another daughter, even before they got hitched up. She's a good one.
I'm glad you approve.
Yeah, she keeps him straight. But we decided to do. We've been planning to do this for a while, and our schedules didn't really jive up, to say the least. And I got some time off, and he didn't have to work tonight, so we decided to kind of do a two-generation comic memories things, and he's got a little something show he's kept for a while. But I already did a video like showing my, telling my old comic memories. I mean, I can, like I say, it was a lot different back in the day. Every little corner store had comics, and and I've told you all these stories. The
teeth.
Yeah, the teeth.
The teeth. The surgery. Yeah, that's nice.
Oh yeah, the teeth. I didn't know what you're talking about. Had some oral surgery when I was a kid, and all I could do was like lay on the couch for like a week. So I just mom and dad went and got me some comics. I think my first one was a Justice League and a Super Bowl. But that kind of got me started. I didn't know what the devil he was talking about, the teeth. But yeah, and you could get comics anywhere. And I think I traded with my cousins, and and after a while, I think a lot of people that read comics now, they kind of outgrew it, and I just went and said, "Can I have your comics or sell me your comics?" And so that's how I kind of started out. But yeah, if you guys want to see something a little bit more in depth, I mean, you can look back some of the other videos, see what I did. But let's hear like some of the stuff that you first remember me reading to you, or
how it all got started.
Yeah, how it all got started.
Well, I would say probably around 8, 9 years old. Kind of really started getting into it. This was big when I was a kid, and it's just only gotten bigger. I mean, let's be real. You guys have probably seen it. Like it's immaculate. Let's be honest. But the fondest memories I have when I first started getting into reading was my parents were obviously divorced when I was younger, and when we would go places, we would travel a lot, between baseball or wherever my father was living at the time, and the best way to entertain an 8-year-old kid, tell him the origins of every superhero that you can think of while driving, and I would just harass Dad, driving in the car, well, Dad, what's the origin of Firestorm? Well, what about the origin of, Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel,
how about Shazam, and this just kind of just fueled the fire, and of course, Dad's just always too happy to be able to explain all of this.
Yeah, I mean, I had to pass it on.
Yeah, exactly. But as far as stuff that I first started reading, I really got into Impulse first. Dad kind of pitched him to me because I really like the Flash, and he's like, well, maybe like this out. And an artist named Humberto Ramos, who actually is very
Hippie, I know you got a sore spot about Ramos. You don't like what he's doing Spider-Man, but for what what he did on Impulse, I thought was pretty cool.
He got big feet, but that's cool.
Yeah, he's got big feet.
I like it. But as far as just this guy was reading me comics, instead of kids lay down, you're reading a lullaby or something every night. This guy was reading me Justice League, and I'm reading Robin and Green Arrow, and just all kinds of stuff. Some of the earlier stuff, I remember reading I remember really remembering Justice League Final Night. You remember that whole series? The
Final Night series. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That was good. Some of the that's kind of where it kind of started for me. Earlier stuff I really didn't get too much into. I read Crisis on Infinite Earths. That was really good. The Anti-Monitor and all that good stuff. And of course
I remember. I think the earlier stuff I was probably reading you Simpsons comics. And,
yeah. Cartoonish.
Beavis and Butthead. I think you got some Ren and Stimpy comics, and
the grandparents didn't really approve of that, but it's okay.
Thing of it was that when I read the comics before you started reading myself, I had to do it in voice. I had to do
sound effects included,
sound effects included. Bam, like the Kirby and Walt Simons and stuff you see in comics, just boom, pow, bang,
come on, what kid's not gonna like that?
But yeah, I think genetics is a funny thing, because as far as we got those kind of brains that this useless trivia just stays in here. So any little thing about comics or movies or video games, it's we'll be sitting there, hey, we're watching a movie, and this drives my wife crazy. And it drives my mom crazy because his wife too. And it drives my mom crazy because my dad's the same way. He'll be watching movies like, hey, that played so-and-so's brother-in-law on that other Western where his leg got broken, the horse ran over him, but he could tell you who that guy was, some little bit part, and Mom's like, I don't care. I just want to watch it. So, we just, like I said, and like my friend Chris I was telling you guys about, we're like the kings of useless movie, TV, comic trivia, and, but like I say, it's genetics.
I mean, that kind of carried over. I think Dad was more into it for obviously the art and cover art and of course George Perez. Jack Kirby is this man's idol, has been for years.
Oh yeah, one of my many.
Yeah, for me it was more or less a story thing. I get wrapped into stories. A lot of where I read currently, I'm self-professed huge fan of Robert Kirkman. Anything he does, Invincible. He did the the Astounding Wolfman or something.
Yeah,
that stopped. I don't know why that stopped Robert Kirkman. If you see this, man, please bring that back. That book was so cool. But as far as what I read now, I read a lot of Preacher, which is not for the faint of heart. Kind of hardcore. As far as older stuff, the real big thing I can remember as a child was the DC Marvel crossover. I thought all that was
DC
super cool. The whole voting system, I could have done without personally because I'm an inherited DC fan by genetics, and I want.
Well, I've kind of expanded my horizons. Yeah. I like all of it.
But
back then,
you seen the fights between Lobo and Wolverine. I didn't know nothing about Lobo, but man, I was pulling for Lobo. DC all the way, man. I don't know,
we're going to get I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but, a lot of you guys are I'm not going to say Marvel zombies, I'll just say Marvelites.
No, that's cool, man.
But I love Marvel, too. It's just whatever you start out with. And this, need to, stick a little disclaimer in here. This, Brandon's not a collector, per se. He is just an avid reader. He devours books. Even
yes.
How many times did you read the Harry Potter books?
I don't know, at least a dozen times.
He's not really worried about the value of any book, and he's got I bought him some books when he was young.
I have a small collection, maybe a few hundred books, but nothing.
Well, you probably got 3 long boxes full to Mom and Dad.
I would say so.
I think I bought him. Probably the oldest stuff. He's got a Shazam 100-pager, and
he got the whole run of Shang-Chi too. I've never read it yet.
Yeah, never read it. He's got the whole run, I think, of Master Kung Fu, and he's actually got the Marvel Special Edition 15 first appearance.
Do you remember Wild Dog? Wild Dog was that little 4-issue miniseries.
Yeah,
it was like a Jason ripoff, with machine guns.
I forgot about you like Wild Dog. Actually, that character was in Action Comics Weekly back in the late '80s, early '90s. I think Did I get you any of those, or
I don't know? I remember that 4-issue miniseries. I thought it was just a one-shot kind of deal. But I love that character. It was just some normal dude dressed up in a hockey mask and just random armor and just carrying around Uzis and guns and just kind of a.
One more disclaimer here. He currently going back to college and he's wanting to get into PR work. So if the speed, of his if the speed is too much, I guess you can go back and kind of rewind and try to pick out the words, but he's going to be perfect for PR work. But if I don't talk to him for a few days, he's got to tell me everything that's happened in those few days, within 5 or 10 minutes, and he can do it. I don't know what superpower that is, but
Flash's power integrated into speaking.
There you go. That's it. But like I say, he's a fan, to me, in the pure sense of the word, because. He just loves to read the stories. He loves the art and he loves the stories, and he can plow through a stack of graphic novels in no time. And like I say, he's not into collecting, and and it's cool. A lot of people aren't. They just want to read the stuff. And but we got a lot of fond memories from like I say, when his mom and I got divorced, and before I got custody of him, he every weekend I'd get him and I'd get my assignment for the week. I'd have to draw him a picture of a superhero, out of some panel or off a cover, or just some kind of made-up pose. But mainly, I was just drawing, what somebody else had already.
Contrary to what this man says, he is very artistic and should be drawing comic books for a living. Let's be honest. If you guys can see this, you probably can't see the detail really well on this, but this is what I got every week. Almost every week for 4 years in a row. I have an entire collection of just drawings. Let's see. I'll give you another one here. I gotta find Warlord, man. This is probably one of my favorites. Like a Mike Grell Warlord. Yes, I do know who Mike Grell is. Yeah, like that is probably as good as it gets.
I had fun doing that stuff. I mean, it was sort of like our little thing when we couldn't talk to each other. Something I'd send them a picture or card or something.
Snail mail had value back then to me. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Snail mail is just like kind of like dissipated now, but I mean, I feel like I had a connection. Like, like I couldn't talk to you, but hey, you were there, man.
I tried. So what else?
What else was there that I read? Oh man, like right now, currently, like he got me. Was it last year? Maybe I got the whole Old Man Logan set. Like if you guys are Marvel fans, you should know about Old Man Logan. Like
yeah, I'm sure
he's
I
like
know
ancient.
Old Man Logan.
That was good. Let's see about as far as like reading, like the whole Parallax saga. Remember that? Like that was a big
cool.
deal. Like that was awesome.
Actually, the guy that did the art on Green Lantern back then, Darryl Banks, he's going to be at that con in March.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Cool. So I'm going to try to pull
Is
some
Grill
stuff.
going to be there again? Just out of curiosity.
Well, he's not on the lineup so far, but, I think Jim Steranko's going to be there. Denny O'Neil, that wrote all the Green Lantern, Green Arrow stuff, and was like Batman writer, editor forever. Mike Royer, who inked just about everything Jack Kirby did in the 70s, so I'm taking some Commandy books and maybe some other stuff. Alan Bellman, the guy that drew for Marvel back in the 40s, the guy I got the picture
Captain
with.
America.
Yeah, and he did the little Captain America sketch. Yeah, I know, guys, I've been promising to do a video tour, but I really want to get this place straightened up before I do that. I think the only thing I'm showing is like the display shelf, where I finally got it straightened out. And,
it has its own life, guys. Its own life.
Yeah,
like, it lives and breathes.
It's organic. I mean, it's just like mowing grass. You can't keep it from piling up.
Let's see, what else was there? Man, I felt like there was just so much. Like I had a big run of Robin for a long time. Like, and we're talking Tim Drake Robin. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Dick Grayson. He is Nightwing to the end for me. But like Tim Drake, like I didn't know much about Jason Todd. I just knew the Joker, kind of had his thing. Of course, we've had that whole redemption thing come back already. But Tim Drake was it. Had like a little self-professed crush on the Spoiler. Like she was in the run for like, I don't know, a few issues, but like she was like the squeeze. But I mean, just stuff like that. Like I was in the Green Arrow for a while there.
Yeah, you
had a few runs of that.
You were in Green Arrow.
Right now, it's mostly Walking Dead, Preacher. Like I said, I'm gonna harp on this, but Preacher is an awesome book. Like a very graphic and awesome book. And then you got me Rex Mundi for Christmas.
Yeah, I've never read that. I kind of thumbed through it, and he's usually I'll get him a stack of stuff for his birthday or Christmas.
This is all trades, no single comics.
Yeah, he doesn't do single comics.
I would tear them to pieces. Like I'm just horrible with that kind of stuff.
What's up with that? But yeah, Rex Mundi. I kind of looked at it. It looked pretty good. I'm sure a lot of you guys have read it. I haven't really read that one yet. But he's got it. Have you read that one? Or
I flipped through it. I mostly got it because
who's doing the art on it?
I couldn't tell you. Like I definitely looked at the page, but I could not tell you who it was. But it's kind of like it almost feels like almost like Indiana Jones-esque, but with kind of like a darker taste, because it's like they're looking for like the Holy Grail, and it's set back in like the 20s and the 30s, and like it's just like an exploration kind of thing. Very cool. Like at least sparked my interest anyway. But that's kind of broad. So
good deal.
Yeah.
So, looking forward to the con in March this year?
Absolutely.
I think he's going to hunt for video games, basically.
Well, remember that dude last year? Like, he was giving, half off all of his trades. Like, I snagged up, 6 trades off him.
What'd you get off him anyway? Did you get it like a Wolverine?
I got the Ronin book.
Ronin, yeah.
Yeah, Frank Miller. That's a good read, too.
That's a good one.
What else was there? I got a few 30 Days of Night trades. Those were.
Did you get Batman the Cult last year?
No, that was one of those early. That was in Ohio. I was in Columbus.
Yeah, we went to the Mid-Ohio Con a couple of years, and he got some trades there, and it was actually his first cons. I got kind of, I thought it was kind of funny. I can't think of the artist's name. Oh, yeah, guy's name was Angel Medina, and he had done some Spider-Man work, and I think I've actually shown these before. Hold on.
He had the cool tabletop too, right? Like he had the self art, those covering his.
Yeah, he had like a black and white reproduction of his. It was almost like a tablecloth, but it was like the cover of one of the big Spider-Man covers he did, and he.
Oh,
You guys have already seen it. It's like one of my favorite all-time characters. He did a Jay Garrick sketch. Pretty cool. And and my favorite, Tom Scioli was there. You know, the guy that did Godland. And I found a copy of, like, you know, one of the later Commandy issues, like where he was turning into OMAC, and he kind of did, you know, anybody that's read Godland knows this kind of Kirby-esque work. And he did, and I think the only thing I had to do was, like, I had to buy one of his comics for like $2, and he did this sketch. So this was pretty cool. It's kind of the Commandy OMAC thing. And I know we got a lot of Commandy fans out there, so that was pretty cool.
You mean other than you?
You'd be surprised. I mean, there's a lot. It was kind of funny because I got on and started watching these videos. I'm like, well, everybody said, "Hell, buy Commandy." I was like, I've loved this book for 40 years, and then people are just, and I know
that's
a lot of
it. That's what comics are all about. Like, find something like, might not pique your interest, X amount of years ago, but now you're just like, oh man, that does look cool. Like, I feel that way with, like, a lot of your stuff that you're reading. Like, I mean, think about that Death in the Family thing. I didn't know nothing about that until you mentioned that to me. Like, about Damian Wayne and all that stuff from Joker. Like,
Death of the Family.
Death of the Family.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
But that was a cool book. I wouldn't know nothing about that.
Did you bring those back?
Yes, I did.
Thank you.
You had all 20 issues.
I bought the singles. I don't know. I should have just waited for the trade. But, it was a pretty good story.
Oh, whatever. Those were excellent covers. Like, those were cool, man.
But, he read... he got to read all the classic stuff like Watchmen and Dark Knight, Return of the Dark Knight.
Oh, yeah.
Did you read any of John Byrne's stuff after he revamped Superman in the late 80s? Or? I don't
think so.
I know you did read Crisis.
I didn't read much of Superman, honestly. Like, I read a couple, like, I want to say, like, a year one, like a, kind of like a, I don't think that was the name of it, but, like...
Yeah, it was Batman Year One.
No, not Batman Year One, but it was just a Superman one, too, right? Like, where he had to, I can't think of the name of it, like, but...
well, there was a 6-issue mini called Man of Steel, where Byrne basically redid him, but, anyway.
I like Public Enemies, too. That was a good series. Like, remember that one? Like, Ed McGuinness drew it. Like,
and the Superman Batman book back in the 90s or 2000s. Yeah, that was good.
Did they actually make like a kind of cartoon or something like that? Like,
yeah. That's some. I don't think I got that on DVD, and that's a shock.
It's good stuff. So one of these gentlemen here that watches you, what is the name of the place in Brooklyn that he shows?
Oh, Tony. Why Not Art? I showed him the video.
I'm envious.
Yeah, I showed him the video of Koch's warehouse in Brooklyn. And he was like me. He's like, wow, look at all that. I mean, it's just
like pop culture gold, man.
Yeah, I'm sure he would find something to walk out of there with.
We need to make a trip.
Yeah, we do need to make a trip.
Meet this fine gentleman who was kind enough to show us that.
Yeah, we do. Tony's a good guy. What else?
I don't know. Like, as far as just, like, current or past, like, I feel like Frank Miller kind of set the bar for me. Like, I got 300, I got that whole set now, or that one-shot book, whatever that was. Like, you remember that? Like, I actually ended up inheriting it accidentally from Joe. Like, that was Joe's hardback copy.
Oh,
of the book.
yeah.
And, like, he moved to California, and it was just mine. So, I still have that.
Basically, he stole his buddy's hardback.
Joe, I'm sorry, bro. I still got it in the back, promise.
But anyway, was there anything that I know you probably haven't been following anything that's coming out from DC and Marvel, or well, I know you keep up with Walking Dead. Yeah, that was funny. Years ago when Kirkman first was doing Invincible, I think we went to a little comic show in Lexington.
It was at that hotel. It was like a Ramada.
Yeah, it was like a Ramada Inn or Springs Inn or something like that. And Kirkman was the only celebrity there. And I was like, why are all those guys standing in line? Who is that guy? Of course, find out later, it's Kirkman. And he's signing issues of Invincible. And it was like one of those little small shows, probably 8 or 10 dealers.
Yeah, not much.
Of course, I like those little, it's mainly about comics. That's the thing that I really hate about cons nowadays. It's mostly about the media personalities and the...
cosplay
and I was like,
that's all cool though, but I mean,
I
think it should be separated from people who actually, want to know and read comic books and collect, and then let all that. I don't want to say riffraff. That sounds too offensive, but I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I'd like to see more dealers, more comic art, and I talked to a guy that owns it's not a local comic shop, but it's probably 30, 40 minutes from here in Lexington where they have the con. And he said mainly why they don't have more comic creators is like all the media personalities, like the movie and TV people, they have agents. And once they sign that contract, they pretty much have to show up now. The comic artists and writers and whatever, they say, well, so-and-so's not showing up because he had conflicting schedules. I mean, they don't have an agent, so basically they can just say, well, I'm coming, and then kind of bow out, which is kind of bad because those are the guys I would rather see. Well, it was just like, I think the second con we went to, I was wanting to get Marshall Rogers' autograph.
Oh, yeah.
Did the Joker covers on the Laughing Detective 475 and 76, and had the Laughing Fish covers, and I love Marshall Rogers' art. Well, Steve Englehart was the guy that wrote it, and wrote a lot of good Justice League stuff, and wrote Avengers for Marvel and a whole bunch of stuff. And I got Englehart to sign him, but Marshall Rogers didn't show up, and just like a few months later found out he passed away. So I was really kind of bummed about that because I was looking forward to that. But and I've done a video on this, and I've showed the John Byrne artwork. But that was actually, when I bought that was his last convention. He said that was going to be his last one. It was like 2005. Was that the first one we went to?
Yeah.
Mid-Ohio Con?
Yeah, I think that was my senior year of high school thing.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, we had fun. I think either the first con or the second one, the second day he was kind of tired. The second con we went to, well, it was kind of funny. I was talking about Angel Medina, and it was getting towards the end of the second day, and he was just kind of pacing around, and he's like, hey, he said, is that your kid? And I was like, yeah. And I said, man, says, what's wrong with him? So I don't know. I think he's tired. I said, so go tell him to hang out at the porn chicks table. Because there were a couple of porn stars, signing pictures and everything. So why don't you hang out with the porn chicks? And he's like, I don't know.
I thought something else. You remember, I think it was called the Nightfall thing?
Oh, yeah.
The whole Batman, or Bane breaking Batman's back or whatnot?
Oh, yeah, you got the Nightfall series.
That was excellent. That was
Robin Year One.
Yep.
That one.
Batman Year One was excellent, too.
Batman the Cult. And,
oh, yeah. Rat Face.
Yeah. Rat Face. I forgot about that. Yeah. See, he remembers stuff that I don't remember. And
it's just there. It was just, I still even got some of the sound mixes from his sound effects just in my head, and it's almost laughable sometimes. It's like when I read comic books, I just envision that. I know that sounds really corny and probably very kiddish, but I don't care, man. It's entertaining for me. I read for me. You guys read for you, right? That's cool, man. Live and let live.
There you go. There you go. All right. Well, anything else or? No? Cool. You guys, if you guys like this, we'll try to make it a semi-regular thing.
Try.
Yeah, try. With our schedules, it's hard because he's going to school and working, and I work nights, so that makes it kind of hard. But
it's been fun.
It has been fun.
Cool.
We'll have to do this again, and I'm still going to try it. Like I say, I'm going to give you a contest reminder. Those of you who haven't seen the contest video, it was the video before this one, 200 subscribers. And it's all geared toward getting my buddy Chris to do some videos on YouTube. So like I say, goad him, ridicule him, threaten his collection, be nice if you want to.
Tell him Metallica sucks.
Yeah, tell him Metallica sucks. He won't like that at all. He's a big, like I say, he's a lot like me, big music fan, big fan of movies and TV and now comics, obviously. And, yeah, but like I say, the only two rules: you got to be 18, and you have had to be a subscriber to me before I made that video. So and I know a couple guys subscribed afterwards, but you guys know how that works. And got some cool prizes. I got a stack of stuff. I'm probably going to throw a couple treasuries in there from the 70s, and it'll probably end up being a pretty good stack because I'm trying to go through these boxes and get rid of some duplicates and stuff. But it'll be worth it, and we'll get another member of the community, and we'll get him going. So, for Brandon and myself, guys, thanks for watching.
Pleasure, guys.
And we'll catch you next time. Onward and upward. Yeah, he don't know what that means.